Crushing news for assembly lines that stretch across the Canadian auto industry.
What we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States.
With the stroke of a Sharpie in the Oval Office, the executive tariff order that Trump is calling permanent was signed. While auto parts are receiving a one-month exemption, it doesn't appear that vehicles built under the terms of the Canada-US-Mexico agreement will be spared.
And this is a direct attack.
Previously, Prime Minister Mark Carney has vowed not to sit down with Donald Trump until Canada's sovereignty is respected by the U.S. president. Following this afternoon's announcement, Carney appears to have changed his stance.
It would be appropriate that the president and I speak, given the action that he's taken. I'm sure that it will happen soon.
Many cases.
Trump's economic roller coaster catching up with each of the federal leaders on the campaign trail.
We know that Trump is an arsonist. He's literally burning down his own country's jobs and economy and ours as well.
Now is the time to take back control and relaunch our economy so that we can confront the president's unjustified threats and tariffs.
The president's on-again, off-again trade war has caused months of turbulence across the global auto industry, with many in Canada now bracing for mass layoffs.
This will have a direct impact on Canadian jobs, which means we must do everything possible as a country to defend Canadian workers and to defend their jobs.
It's great.
Just hours before Trump's announcement today, standing near the base of the Ambassador Bridge, where roughly $50 million worth of auto parts travel between the U.S. and Canada each day, Carney outlined his plan to fortify the country's vehicle manufacturing industry by creating a $2 billion fund to build out a Canadian supply chain, develop an all-in Canada network for component parts, maximize Canada's steel, aluminum, and critical minerals, while leveraging government funding to prioritize and procure Canadian-built vehicles. Back in Washington, Trump is calling this latest move very modest. Canadian federal party leaders across the political spectrum couldn't disagree more. The auto tariffs come into effect next Thursday. Donald Trump expects them to generate $100 billion in revenue, though many warn it could come at the expense of the American public, who will be paying an average of $12,000 more per vehicle, driving up inflation even further in the United States.